Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. It looks like Brazil has finally done it. Brazil has a law now in place to regulate crypto assets. Only time will tell if the law will prove to be useful in offering other countries a blueprint on how to approach crypto regulation. So, the first major economy in South America has now regulated crypto assets. The bill has finally passed. A bill to regulate crypto assets has been approved by the president of Brazil after it was passed by the country's Chamber of Deputies and the Senate, according to a report by CoinDesk. The companies will have to comply with the provisions of the law within 180 days. Why it matters, though, it is significant, guys, this development in Brazil, and this is why it's one of the biggest economies in the world and the biggest, certainly the biggest in South America. A stamp of approval from a country like Brazil goes a long way in offering legitimacy to a beleaguered space, which has seen a steady erosion of trust since 2022. So the doom and gloom narrative continues. I'm not gonna lie, 2022 was a pretty bad year for cryptocurrency. Let's just take a look at the total market cap here. So this was the beginning of 2022, right and around here. And just since the beginning of 2022, we've seen the market decline by 66%. I mean, the market started to decline back in November of 21, but as of 2022, we have not seen a positive year for cryptocurrency. A very bearish year, similar to 2018. But you know what? We are finding support down in and around here. The crypto market currently at about $760 billion. And maybe stories like this are going to help with, as they mention here, that will help with the legitimacy of, wanting and having to regulate cryptocurrencies in other countries. The law can also be useful in offering other countries, including India, a blueprint on how to approach crypto regulation. What else do we know about the law? The bill puts in place a licensing framework for virtual asset service providers, such as exchanges. So that's an interesting point here. It added that the law has a provision to set a penalty for fraud involving virtual assets, which carries a prison term of 4 to 6 years besides a fine. So Brazil has, really kind of thought about all the pain points here. And now they are finally passing these laws. As we said here, it is important that a big, country with a large economy has rules in place now with regards to crypto, because money, finances, the economy, this is all where, cryptocurrency or the crypto industry is going to have the biggest influence. So interesting news here coming out of Brazil. That has not stopped the FUD, though, for this particular crypto exchange. This coming from Frecky here on Twitter, and he was posting about this Kraken story that was recently out. So same story, both in 2018 and 2022. Both, coincidentally, bear market years in crypto. Is it FUD or is it fake? And guys, as you can see down here, cryptocurrency exchange Kraken is leaving Japan. This was originally posted in April of 2018. And we've got Crypto Eri again today saying, sorry to read, Kraken announced today that they are shutting down in Japan as of January 31st, 2023, citing efforts to prioritize resources. Now, this is directly from Kraken's website, the Japanese arm of their website here. Their blog post posted just today, December the 28th. And it's nice when they have English follows after the Japanese, because then I don't have to look to translate this. As you guys can see down here, we would like to inform you that after due consideration, Kraken has decided to cease its operations in Japan and deregister from the Financial Services Agency as of January 23. This decision is part of Kraken's efforts to prioritize resources and investments in those areas that align with our strategies and will best position Kraken for long-term success. So it's looking as though this is not fake news, guys. This is coming directly from Kraken's blog. Current market conditions in Japan, in combination with a weak crypto market globally, means the resources needed to further grow our business in Japan aren't justified at this time. As a result, Kraken will no longer service customers in Japan through Payward Asia. So we're seeing a lot of this, guys. In the height of the bull run, a lot of these crypto exchanges were doing really well, and so they expanded very quickly. But this is a twofold thing. I mean, this is the market crashing. If companies or exchanges or whomever have not, managed their funds or managed their revenue flows well enough, this works in two separate ways. It works to minimize and diminish actual crypto adoption worldwide, because these companies have to close down, but also it gets retail scared, because let's say you have an account, let's say you're a Japanese citizen, you have an account at Kraken, and that's all you do, and that's all you know, and that's all you've used up until this point. Well, now your exchange is going to close down. You think to yourself, well, what am I going to do with my crypto? I'm going to sell. I'm just going to get out. This has been a bad time for me. And the cycle, the negativity just continues and continues to snowball. So I know we all don't think that way. Some people do, though. I mean, some people who are very novice to this space, might just kind of pack it up, leave shop. So, it's disheartening to hear this kind of news. Nevertheless, I mean, despite all these negative stories that we're hearing and all this negative news on, particular exchanges like Kraken, we are also hearing about companies that are developing. We're hearing about blockchain companies specifically that are, continuing to foster an ecosystem to thrive. I mean, Ripple, obviously one of the big ones, but not just Ripple. I mean, we've been hearing a lot of positive blockchain related news with regards to companies like Algorand, VeChain, some of those other utility coins that we know are going to solve problems. And those are the coins that I'm interested in investing in. If you guys didn't catch my video this morning, I talked a little bit about an investment I made in HBAR. So I'll link that video up here in the top right-hand corner if you didn't catch this morning's video. Next piece of news here, also relating to Japan, Michael Branch posting this. So despite the fact that companies like Kraken have decided to no longer do business in Japan, that's not to say that Japan is negative on crypto adoption. Over here, Japan plans to lift ban on stablecoins issued overseas. So Japan is actually making it easier for other countries, businesses from other countries to conduct business in Japan. Japan's financial agency plans to allow the circulation of foreign-issued stablecoins in the local market next year, the Nikkei did report. So here's what they said. The regulation may come into effect in 2023 alongside the Revisited Payment Services Act. The FSA reportedly said greenlighting overseas stablecoins will require stricter anti-money laundering measures, according to the report. In June, the Japanese parliament passed a bill to ban non-banking institutions from issuing stablecoins. Cryptocurrency exchanges in Japan registered with the FSA currently do not offer stablecoin trading pairs, including popular assets such as USDT and USDC. So that is the update here with regards to stablecoins and issuing stablecoins in Japan, I guess I should say. Although they are opening it up with new bills here, as it looks, I'm not well versed in Japanese financial policy by any means, but it is looking like they are creating new guidelines, but it is going to be stricter. So stricter anti-money laundering measures. And I mean, it is going to be a give and take. I mean, this always kind of happens when, drafting up new legislation. You can't just let everybody enter the space willy-nilly. So there we have it from Michael Branch. Wanted to thank him for posting that. Also just wanted to mention this Ripple SEC lawsuit update. Okay, this is coming from Ian Binns here on Twitter. Ripple versus SEC. Now, there has been another attorney that has asked to be admitted to the court. Renaudot Cohen has asked for the court to order for an admission to appear as a pro-hack vice counsel for prominent cryptocurrency VC firm Paradigm in the Ripple versus SEC case. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Paradigm was one of those companies that did file an amicus brief. This means that the attorney wants to be added to a jurisdiction in which they are not licensed to practice. Cohen has noted that there are no pending disciplinary proceedings, so he's basically stating that he's good to go. He's not censured, he's not suspended or disbarred. Last month, Paradigm filed an amicus brief. Right, there it is. Filed an amicus brief in an attempt to bolster Ripple's standing in its battle against the SEC. So just another little update with regards to that. Hopefully, the court does in fact allow Lewis Cohen to enter this on behalf of Paradigm and their amicus brief. So just a short little update there. Wanted to thank Ian Binns for posting that. Another reason why I wanted to mention that is because I also saw this from Cryptic Poet here on Twitter. Breaking. Okay, so guys, here's what he found. U.S. Department of Justice, so the DOJ, has recently, okay, this is from December the 23rd, has recently identified cryptos as commodities. And not only that, guys, in the Southern District of New York court filing, which is where the Ripple SEC case is occurring. So, could this in fact set precedent? Check this out, guys, right down here. In or about October 2022 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Abraham Eisenberg, the defendant, willfully and knowingly, directly and indirectly used and employed and attempted to use and employ in connection with a swap, a contract of sale of a commodity in interstate and foreign commerce, and for future delivery on and subject to the rules of a registered entity, a manipulative and deceptive device, and contrivance in contravention of Title 17. So then it goes on to talk about what he did specifically in this particular investigation regarding commodities fraud. So that was a screen grab, but I've also got the full document up here. And I just wanted to point this out, and I will link this in the description as well. Eisenberg engaged in a scheme involving the intentional and artificial manipulation of the price of perpetual futures contracts on a cryptocurrency exchange called Mango Markets. So this has to do with cryptocurrency. And as stated here, commodities fraud using a cryptocurrency as a commodity. But guys, the icing on the cake is that this is happening in the Southern District of New York, where the Ripple SEC case has been filed. So I will link all this in the description of the video. Sean Marquez here, also mentioning the same. We now have precedent in federal court in the same state. I mean, it is just one document. However, every little bit counts. Every little bit of precedent, I would hope, would help. So will this impact the Ripple SEC case if, in fact, they are considering all cryptocurrencies commodities? Just yesterday, I showed you guys a clip with Berkovitz and his stance on cryptocurrencies, basically saying all cryptocurrencies were, in fact, commodities. And if you guys didn't catch that video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. So this all coming to a head, guys. Are we going to see an explosion by March of 2023? Well, Mr. Hubert here also pointing this out. So you're telling me that in March 23, Ethereum stakers will finally be able to sell all their Ether for the first time in years. And at that very same time, the judge will rule that XRP is not a security. And just to give you guys some context here, there has been quite a bit of Ethereum that has been staked, and that staking period is going to be ending in March of 2023. So just some key facts here. The first Ethereum staking rewards could be released in March 23. Developers have scheduled in the next hard fork, which would include this for that time frame. And there have also been fears that an Ethereum dump will take place at that point in time. I mean, a lot has happened with regards to Ethereum since then. So now the question is, could that money move into XRP, especially if we get clarity by March of 23? Because let's be mindful, guys. I mean, remember, there are over 22,000 cryptocurrencies in the space right now. Stakers getting their ETH, maybe not too happy, selling off their Ethereum. At the same time, XRP gets clarity. So it could, in fact, be a perfect storm event that we may see. I mean, it's certainly a possibility. Also knowing now that the Department of Justice has identified cryptocurrency as a commodity in the Southern District of New York. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.